Yo, what up, dude? So I got here my bearded frick, my red bearded frick. Why can't I ever do eyes? It always double clicks. Freaking fast fingers. Red bearded brother here. There's a whole lot of things that I saw in this particular video that I absolutely love. And we're going to run through a lot of those things fairly quickly because I've done multiple videos on a lot of the different things. But we're going to mainly focus on one key piece in which I see as naturally sequencing the body to efficiently block and brace with the lead leg. Okay, so that is the main piece that we're going to be looking at, and as we kind of just break him down, I will kind of just tell you what pieces of content that I've already produced that you should be taking a look at if you want more information on X, whatever. So first and foremost, we gotta drop a little shout out to the combination of the red beard and the dope tights, and shoot man, one more, and the blue glove. Shoot man, one more, and the pitch logic. LFG, 4 different things. You're setting yourself up for success no matter what he does here in his delivery. It's going to be cheese missiles regardless. So first thing that I noticed that actually stuck out to me was, even though I would categorize him more of like a driver, right, producing energy into the ground, he does instill forward momentum, right? So you're seeing before he reaches his peak of the leg lift, he's still getting somewhat of a forward move, okay? So he's an athletic dude. But you're gonna see here his ability. I did this in a Scherzer video. I forget which one exactly, but driver's responsibility is to not only produce energy and force into the ground, to be able to hold that, right? Authentic drive leg stability is the piece, right? That's a piece that a lot of lower power output pitchers miss. So this is the posture of the drive leg that you're going to see, and he does a really good job holding. The next thing that stuck out to me was his lower body drive leg's authentic stability, okay? But notice where his head posture is, right? That's the worst line in the history of human civilization. But notice his head posture, right? So a lot of drivers' tendencies are to head kind of stay back, aggressive, hip coil, hip shoots forward, lose center mass. So he does a really good job of not only being able to hold that ground and hold that energy that he's producing in that drive leg from his peak leg lift, but he's also going to set himself up for success because he's accelerating down the mound, right? The head's going to give us a good idea of that. And I know the video is a little bit off as far as the angle goes, but still it's a pretty good representation, right? So now the next thing, I've done plenty of videos on this, is the drive leg, hip internal rotation, and the timing of the hand coming up, right? You're going to see this kind of in unison right there. So to be precise with it, it's hip IR, internal rotation, and then basically scat retraction. I always do this. I did this in school all the time too. I would just run out of room and then I would go, not that. Not that. Okay, anyway, scat retraction, right? So the arm basically going boom and the leg going boom. Okay, so we'll see it there. Okay, now this is where it becomes juicy, because I just did an Instagram post on hip rotation and misconceptions of hip rotation. Before we dive into that, I will say that this is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, that's nice. Good angle. Good front side extension. What was I talking about? Oh, the hip rotation thing, right? So you're going to notice here, watch his timing. So in relation to his anchor point, watch where his drive leg foot is going to end up. So boom, anchored. Now, I talked about this in the hip rotation breakdown. You can see the whole foot, right? It's up. So that gives us a really good idea of his hip internal rotation, his hip rotation in general, right? And we already know, especially like even from this angle, we already know from the timing of his hand that his trunk is delaying, meaning he's not early with his trunk because his hand isn't, in this area, which we see another kind of commonality between low power output pitchers. Now, Hobie, I don't know if you'll hate me for this, dude, but like, there's more in you. And I know this was 100 like miles an hour on the pitch logic, but when we talk about the releasing of that rotational energy, right? You and I could have this conversation on our podcast, but there's this little piece that we're seeing with anchor point and you actually being 0.00001 milliseconds early, and you'll see that rotational energy start to release just a little bit. Watch. We're one frame away, I think. Boom. So this frame is where I see, and again, I can't see it, like, because the foot is cut off, and so this is more of a guess, if you were to say. But what I typically look for is like, okay, what is true anchor point? All right, so now I would basically look at what point does like the calf contract, okay, and I'm seeing that. So not necessarily in this one, but in that one. So I'm just seeing like in regards to that early hand, and I know we just talked about how you did a good job of delaying that hand, delaying the trunk, but see how you're already starting to pull instead of maybe like one frame away. So if we were here and we landed here, then our energy, our rotational energy storage, right, will then go boom. It's something that is more of my theory. But anyways, that was not even the piece that I wanted to spend a lot of time on. Anyways, this is where I want to kind of hammer home this concept of the lead leg block, because I get more questions that's not just, hey, how do you throw harder? More questions on, hey, what are some drills that I can do for the lead leg block, right? And I would be doing you a disservice if I gave you like 100 different drills, because honestly, the best drill is to naturally find your body's sequence that will allow the lead leg to be put into a position to do its job, which is block. Pelvis rotates over the fixed femur. And this is what we see. And this is why I believe that instead of thinking lead leg block first and then other things, it's no, focus more on timing of hip rotation. And then if the lead leg block is out of sequence, we might need to work. Because look, he's allowing his lead leg to do its job by rotating on time, meaning his lead leg now at landing at anchor point is in the right position to stabilize that incoming energy that we had built up back here, and then boom, it's in a great position to be sturdy and stable. And then this is where we see knee extension. Not because Hobie's sitting here thinking about, oh, I gotta hyperextend my knee so it looks good on video. No, it's because he produced all of his energy that he needed to produce. He transferred all of that on time in relation to his hand, and he got rid of all 100% of that ground force energy, and it went to the front side. So therefore, when he anchored down, all that was left to do was make sure that that lead leg was in a good position to accept that. Therefore, we see the trail leg to stay long and the knee goes into extension. So how sexual is that? Because now we have late launch, chest over the lead. Knee, we have the trail leg staying long, connected to the ground. All of its energy was dispersed. We have shoulder extension, sturdy foot, like drive, glove side still there. Anyways, that was like the piece, and I know I kind of talked more about other things, but that was the biggest piece that I really wanted to hammer home was like that lead leg, right? It looks like it does because it's a byproduct of the timing of his hip rotation. Okay, so I did it again. So the timing of hip rotation and his ability to rotate on time in relation to his anchor point. But notice how he allows for his hip rotation to occur on time and naturally due to his ability to sink his hips. Wow. Ta-da. And then there's this one thing, I want to do more videos on this, but this is like, I think this is huge. This drive leg, okay, that produced all of its energy and then transferred it. Now its job's done, but it swings. I want to do more stuff on that. We're not going to break it down now because that was way too long of a video. I was like, oh, I'll do a 3 to 4 minute video breakdown. But yeah, this particular move right here, I'm biased because I do it, and I'm doing it on purpose because I think there's a big purpose to it. Anyways, yeah, dude, you sequence great. Your beard's great. Your tights are sick. You're on team no calves. I love it. And that's all she wrote for your boy. All right, see you guys. Happy sunburn. See ya.